Have you ever woken up feeling like the weight of the world is pressing down on you, your heart heavy with worries, your steps uncertain? Maybe you're juggling a demanding job, family responsibilities, or chasing a dream that feels just out of reach. In those moments, don't you long for something simple, something real, to lift your spirit and guide your way? Today, we're exploring a remarkable practice shared by Pope Leo XIV, putting salt in your shoes. This isn't a quirky habit, it's a sacred ritual rooted in ancient wisdom that can anchor your soul, cleanse your energy, and fill every step with purpose and peace. Pope Leo XIV, known for his deep spiritual wisdom, taught that salt is more than a cooking ingredient. It's a symbol of protection, purity, and divine connection. When you place a small pinch of salt in your shoes, you're not just adding a mineral, you're inviting strength, healing, and intention into your journey. This simple act can help you feel grounded in stress, brave in doubt, and joyful in the everyday. In this video, we're going on a transformative journey through 8 powerful lessons inspired by Pope Leo XIV's teachings. We'll explore how this practice can help you release burdens, walk with faith, and become who you were always meant to be. So, grab a cozy spot, maybe a notebook to jot down ideas, and let's embark on this adventure together. In the comments below, please share your name and where you're watching from, because God sees every word and will guide and bless you on your journey. If you have any rituals or practices that uplift your spirit, feel free to share them with us. Together, let's build a community of inspired souls supporting one another. Let's begin. Maria, a 38-year-old single mother living in a small coastal village in southern Italy, found herself caught in the endless cycle of daily responsibilities. By day, she worked tirelessly at a busy cafe. By night, she cared for her 2 young children. Though she loved her family deeply, Maria began to feel lost, disconnected from herself, as if her identity had faded beneath the weight of routine. One morning, overwhelmed and searching for peace, Maria wandered up to an old monastery perched on a quiet hillside. There she encountered Pope Leo XIV, who was spending time in retreat. After hearing her story, he offered a simple but symbolic suggestion: to sprinkle a bit of salt into her shoes each morning, as a way to purify her path and help her walk with renewed intention. Maria followed his advice. With salt in her shoes, each step felt different, more grounded, more aware. Something subtle began to shift. She found herself calmer, more patient with her children, and more present in the moments she once overlooked. The glow of the sunset, the sound of laughter, the warmth of quiet evenings. Maria's journey reminds us that even the smallest acts, infused with meaning, can lead us back to ourselves and help us walk through life with clarity and purpose. Salt transforms your steps into a sacred journey. Pope Leo XIV teaches that salt is far more than a seasoning. It's a sacred symbol of preservation, purpose, and connection to something greater. When you sprinkle salt in your shoes, you're making a conscious choice to walk with intention, declaring that every step matters. This practice turns the mundane, your morning commute, a walk to the grocery store, or a stroll through the park, into a holy act, a declaration that your journey is meaningful. For Maria, this intention was a game changer. She began to focus on what truly mattered, being present for her children, finding joy in small moments, and moving through her day with purpose. The salt in her shoes became a reminder to stay connected to her heart's priorities, even amidst the chaos of her schedule. Pope Leo XIV emphasizes that intention is the bridge between wandering and walking with purpose. Without it, we drift, pulled by the world's demands, emails, deadlines, expectations. With it, every step plants seeds of meaning, creating a ripple effect in your life. But intention isn't just about big moments. It's about the small, everyday choices that shape your life. Pope Leo XIV teaches that the smallest acts, when done with heart, can shift your entire trajectory. Imagine sprinkling salt before a challenging meeting, intending to listen with empathy, or before a family dinner, intending to be fully present. Let's take it a step further. Try keeping a small journal to note your intentions each week. Write down one intention, like, "This week I walk with courage," and sprinkle salt in your shoes daily to reinforce it. Reflect on how it feels. Do your steps feel lighter, your heart more open? With salt in your shoes, you're not just moving, you're crafting a life of purpose, one intentional step at a time. This grounding sets the stage for our next lesson, cleansing your path. Salt purifies your energy and protects your soul. For centuries, salt has been a universal symbol of purification, used in rituals to cleanse spaces, ward off negativity, and heal wounds. Pope Leo XIV teaches that placing salt in your shoes creates a protective barrier, absorbing the emotional weight of daily struggles, whether it's a harsh comment from a co-worker, the stress of a looming deadline, or the sting of disappointment. For Maria, this cleansing power was a revelation. After a tense argument with a co-worker over a scheduling mix-up, she felt the salt in her shoes soak up the negativity, leaving her lighter and more at peace by the end of her shift. The salt became her shield, helping her move forward without carrying the day's burdens. This practice resonates with others too. Liam, a hiker in Colorado, found that salt helped him shake off the stress of a demanding day on the trails, where equipment failures and bad weather tested his patience. Priya, a yoga instructor in Mumbai, noticed her practice felt more serene with salt in her shoes, as if it cleared the emotional clutter from her mind. To incorporate this, sprinkle a pinch of salt in your shoes before entering challenging environments. A tense workplace, a crowded family event, or even a difficult conversation. As you walk, visualize the salt absorbing any negativity, like a sponge soaking up a spill, clearing your path for peace and clarity. Pope Leo XIV emphasizes that salt doesn't just preserve, it heals. When life wounds you with rejection, betrayal, or self-doubt, the salt in your shoes acts like a spiritual balm, helping you release bitterness and embrace renewal. For instance, Sarah, a nurse in Toronto, felt calmer during chaotic hospital shifts, as if the salt shielded her from emotional burnout. She'd sprinkle salt before her shift, imagining it washing away the stress of emergency cases. Ahmed, a university student in Cairo, used salt to let go of exam anxiety, finding clarity in his studies as he walked to class. This healing power extends to your spirit, purifying the invisible burdens that cloud your heart, guilt, resentment, or fear. Try this deeper practice. Carry a small pouch of salt in your pocket or bag as a tangible reminder that your spirit is protected. When you feel overwhelmed, pause, sprinkle a bit in your shoes, and take a moment to breathe deeply, affirming, "My path is clear, my spirit is free." This cleansing isn't just about external negativity, it's about internal peace. Pope Leo XIV teaches that salt helps you shed the emotional residue that accumulates over time, those moments when you replay a mistake or dwell on a harsh word. For instance, Fatima, a teacher in Dubai, used salt to let go of a parent's criticism, focusing instead on her students' progress. James, a retiree in Dublin, sprinkled salt to release lingering sadness from a lost opportunity, finding joy in his daily walks. Try this ritual. Before bed, sprinkle salt in your shoes and set them by your door, imagining they're cleansing the day's challenges. In the morning, step into them with a fresh start. This practice prepares you to release even deeper burdens, which we'll explore next. Salt frees you from the burdens that hold you back. Pope Leo XIV teaches that we carry too much. Grudges, shame, past hurts that weigh down our steps and dim our light. These burdens, often invisible, show up in our posture, our choices, and our peace. Putting salt in your shoes is a holy act of release, a way to let go of what no longer serves your growth. For Maria, this practice was transformative. She carried guilt over not being a perfect mother, missing a school event, snapping at Luca during a stressful day. Sprinkling salt in her shoes became a ritual of forgiveness, freeing her to embrace her role with love and grace. Each step felt like a shedding, a letting go of self-judgment. Others have found freedom through this practice. Fatima, a teacher in Dubai, let go of a past slight from a colleague who undermined her in a meeting. The salt in her shoes helped her release resentment, allowing her to focus on her students. James, a retiree in Dublin, used salt to release self-doubt about his worth after years of feeling overlooked in his career. His daily walks became moments of rediscovery, filled with joy in small hobbies like gardening. To practice this, pause before your walk and sprinkle salt in your shoes, naming one burden you're ready to release. Perhaps, I let go of fear, I release this old pain, or I forgive myself for that mistake. As you walk, imagine the salt absorbing that weight, dissolving it with each step, leaving it behind in the dust. Pope Leo XIV compares this release to trees shedding leaves in autumn, not to die, but to prepare for new growth. By letting go of emotional baggage, you make space for new blessings, joy, opportunities, connections. This act of release is empowering, reminding you that you don't owe your past your presence or your trauma your future. You don't need an apology to heal or permission to move forward. Take this practice deeper with a ritual. Write down a burden on a small piece of paper, maybe a regret, a grudge, or a fear. Sprinkle salt over the paper, fold it, and place it in your shoe before walking. As you move, visualize the salt breaking down that burden, setting you free. For instance, Sophie, a dancer in Rio, wrote down her fear of failing at a major performance. With salt in her shoes, she danced with newfound freedom, her steps lighter and bolder. Tom, a chef in Paris, released guilt over a kitchen mistake that cost his restaurant a review, using salt to refocus on his craft. This ritual can be done weekly or whenever you feel weighed down, helping you walk unburdened. But releasing isn't always easy. Pope Leo XIV acknowledges that we cling to pain because it's familiar, because letting go feels like losing a part of ourselves. Yet, he reminds us that true strength lies in choosing freedom over chains. Try this visualization. As you walk with salt, imagine your burdens as heavy stones falling away, replaced by lightness and hope. This practice of release prepares you to walk with courage, which we'll explore next. Salt empowers you to walk in faith, not fear. Pope Leo XIV teaches that faith is a quiet trust, a choice to move forward even when fear whispers doubts or the path ahead is unclear. Putting salt in your shoes reminds you that your steps are divinely guided, giving you courage to face life's uncertainties with boldness. For Maria, this courage was vital when financial worries loomed after an unexpected bill. The salt in her shoes helped her trust in better days, prompting her to seek a side job that eased her stress. Noah, an artist in Los Angeles, walked confidently into gallery meetings, his salted steps bolstering his belief in his paintings, even when critics were harsh. Elena, a student in Madrid, faced exams with calm assurance, grounded by the salt that reminded her to trust her preparation. To embrace this, sprinkle salt in your shoes and affirm, "Fear, you won't guide me today. I walk with faith." Pope Leo XIV teaches that faith doesn't erase fear, it overcomes it. Fear may show up as procrastination, self-doubt, or the urge to play small, but faith says, "I'll move anyway." Each salted step is a declaration, "I move with divine strength." For example, Liam, a hiker, faced a challenging trail with confidence, despite warnings of bad weather, trusting his skills. Priya found courage to lead a new yoga class, her salted steps steadying her nerves. Try this before a big moment. a job interview, a tough conversation, or a bold decision. Sprinkle salt and visualize it as a shield, protecting you from doubt and filling you with resolve. Faith, Pope Leo XIV says, is about persistence, not perfection. It's walking when the road is foggy, knowing you're not alone. For instance, Aisha stayed steady during a parent-teacher conflict, using salt to ground her responses in patience rather than frustration. David pursued a risky writing project, trusting his salted steps would lead to success, which they did when his story was published. To deepen this practice, carry a small vial of salt in your pocket as a reminder of your inner strength. When fear creeps in, maybe before a presentation or a life change, sprinkle a bit in your shoes and say, "My steps are guided, my heart is steady." Salt aligns you with your divine purpose. Pope Leo XIV teaches that you are called to greatness, formed with a unique purpose that only you can fulfill. Putting salt in your shoes helps you step into that calling, shedding doubts and embracing your destiny with confidence. For Maria, this practice rekindled her sense of strength as a mother and provider. The salt in her shoes affirmed her role, helping her see herself as a pillar for her family, not just a worker or caregiver. May, a librarian in Beijing, felt connected to her cultural roots, sharing stories with passion that inspired her community. Carlos, a farmer in Peru, embraced his role as a community leader, using salt to ground his efforts to improve local farming practices. To practice this, reflect on your purpose as you sprinkle salt, asking, "Who am I called to be?" Pope Leo XIV reminds us that every step is a chance to rise into your divine design, whether that's nurturing a family, creating art, serving others, or chasing a dream. For example, Anna, a social worker in Chicago, pursued a dream project to support foster youth, her salted steps fueling her courage to seek funding. Rajesh, a banker in Mumbai, found confidence to lead a new team at work, his walk radiating purpose that earned his colleagues' respect. Try this. Before a meaningful task, like starting a business, volunteering, or exploring a passion, sprinkle salt and affirm, "I am becoming who I was created to be." Visualize your steps aligning with your dreams, each one a bridge to your destiny. This practice is about legacy, about becoming a beacon for others. Pope Leo XIV teaches that your walk leaves footprints of faith, inspiring those around you. For instance, Sarah's calm presence during hospital crises uplifted her team, who began emulating her resilience. Ahmed's focused study habits, grounded by salt, inspired his classmates to work harder. To deepen this, try a weekly ritual. Sprinkle salt in your shoes on Monday morning and reflect on one aspect of your calling. Maybe it's being a supportive friend, a creative innovator, or a compassionate listener. Write it down and carry it with you, letting the salt reinforce your commitment. But becoming your true self isn't always easy. Pope Leo XIV acknowledges that doubts, distractions, and societal pressures can pull you off course. The salt in your shoes is a reminder to stay true to your path. For instance, Sophie overcame fears of judgment to perform, her salted steps a testament to her calling as a dancer. Tom embraced his role as a mentor to young chefs, using salt to ground his leadership. Carry salt as a symbol of your purpose and let each step proclaim, "I am worthy, I am called." This alignment with your destiny prepares you for the final message of walking boldly. Salt makes your walk a testament to your worth. Pope Leo XIV urges you to walk like the earth knows your name, with confidence, purpose, and unshakable power. Each salted step shifts the ground beneath you, declaring your presence and leaving a legacy of hope. To practice this, sprinkle salt in your shoes and imagine your footsteps leaving a legacy of hope, strength, and love. Visualize the earth responding to your walk as if it recognizes your name. Pope Leo XIV teaches that your walk is a sacred act, a sermon of faith that speaks louder than words. It's not about perfection, but persistence. showing up step by step even when life tries to knock you down. This practice extends beyond you. Pope Leo XIV reminds us that your walk inspires others, creating ripples of change. For instance, Emma's grateful strolls touched her neighbors, who began sharing stories of their own walks. Raj's focused commute earned respect at work, motivating his team to approach tasks with intention. Try this visualization. As you walk with salt, picture your steps sending out waves of light, uplifting everyone you meet. But walking boldly requires courage. Pope Leo XIV acknowledges that others may question your path, doubt your purpose, or try to dim your light. The salt in your shoes is your reminder to keep going, to walk with the assurance that your journey is divinely guided. For instance, Chloe's career change inspired her friends to pursue their dreams, while Miguel's stand for fairness at work sparked change in his industry. Try this ritual. Each morning, sprinkle salt and say, "I walk like the earth knows my name," letting it fuel your day. Your salted steps proclaim, "I am called, I am worthy, I am becoming," carrying you into the final lesson of this journey. As we come to the end of this journey, let's reflect on the profound wisdom of Pope Leo XIV's teaching. Putting salt in your shoes is a call to transform your life, one intentional step at a time. From grounding your spirit with purpose to releasing the burdens that weigh you down, this simple act empowers you to walk with faith, embrace your divine calling, and leave a legacy of hope. Maria's story shows us that even in the chaos of daily life, long shifts, endless responsibilities, moments of doubt, we can find peace and strength by choosing to walk with salt in our shoes. This practice isn't about grand gestures or complicated rituals. It's about the quiet power of a pinch of salt, a moment of intention, and a heart open to change. So, here's your invitation. Try it today. Grab some coarse sea salt from your kitchen, the kind you'd use for cooking or preserving. Sprinkle a pinch in your favorite shoes, whether they're sneakers worn thin from daily errands or boots that carry you through adventures. Set an intention for your day. Maybe it's to walk with courage, to release worry, or to embrace joy. As you step out, notice how it feels. Does the salt ground you during a tough moment? Does it bring a smile to a quiet walk? Does it remind you of your worth? Each step is a chance to reclaim your power, to heal your spirit, and to become the miracle you've been waiting for. Let's make this practice a part of your life. Start small. Try it for a week, sprinkling salt each morning and reflecting on how it shifts your energy. Maybe you'll feel steadier during a stressful meeting, or find joy in a child's laugh like Maria did. Maybe you'll release a long-held fear or step boldly toward a dream. Keep a journal to note your experiences, writing down how the salt changes your steps, your mood, your perspective. Share your insights with a friend or family member, inviting them to try it too. This practice is a gift you can carry anywhere, from bustling cities to quiet countryside, from hectic days to peaceful evenings. We'd love to hear from you. Have you tried putting salt in your shoes, or do you have other rituals that inspire you? Share your story, name, or where you're watching from in the comments below. Let's build a community of souls walking on purpose. Your story might inspire someone else to take their first salted step. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more transformative wisdom like this. We're here to walk this journey together, sharing insights that lift our spirits and light our paths. As you go forward, remember Pope Leo XIV's words, "You are never alone on this journey." The salt in your shoes is a reminder that your steps are guided, your heart is strong, and your purpose is sacred. You are the miracle you've been waiting for, the one who rises, who heals, who walks with courage and joy. So keep walking, keep sprinkling that salt, and let your steps proclaim your worth to the world. The earth knows your name, and it's waiting for your light. Thank you for joining us today. Here's to a life filled with purpose, peace, and the magic of salt in your shoes.